As a state's attorney that, fighting for racial justice in the criminal justice system, fighting to end mass incarceration in a state where you have the largest sort of incarceration of Black people in the entire nation, I understood that I was going to get pushback. I never expected the lawsuits, and I never expected to be on this side of the fence when the only thing that I'm attempting to do is to provide equal justice to all, regardless of race, sex, religion, and occupation. I have done things as a prosecutor that a lot of other prosecutors have not done in this country, whether that is holding police accountable when a lot of other prosecutors in this country would not do so, whether that is ending the war on drugs, which we know was a war on Black people in the city of Baltimore. I've gotten lawsuits, OIG investigations, state ethics investigations. They've been coming for my law license since I charged those officers in Freddie Gray.
Well. 2024 seems to be the year of L's for woke Democrat Black women. You know, the same women that the left told us saved America in 2020, okay, from Orange Man Trump, right? It seems like in 2024, these same women are taking loss after loss after loss after loss. Okay, they're having a lot of bad luck. Okay, we've talked about Miss Fannie Pack Willis and her relationship with Mr. Nathan Wade, in which she let Nathan throw his hot dog down her hallway, and that could ruin the Trump RICO case that she's depending on to elevate her career. We talked about Miss Cori Bush, who is facing DOJ investigation for misuse of campaign funds, paying her lover to be her security guard, ultimately benefiting herself with these campaign donations. Now we got to talk about Miss Marilyn Mosby, who was the former state attorney for Baltimore City, who has faced multiple federal indictments involving her corruption. Okay, 2 federal indictments she was found guilty on late last year for lying when she withdrew money from her retirement account using a COVID exemption. Okay, so during COVID, the legislation that they passed to try to provide economic relief allowed you to take funds out of your retirement account for hardship purposes. Now, she lied about the hardships that she was going through, and she used that money to purchase property in Florida. And to nobody's surprise, she tried to get out of these charges levied against her by the Biden DOJ, by Merrick Garland, by boohoo whining and crying racism against the prosecutor of the case. Take a look.
We begin there with City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby seeking to have the federal indictment against her dismissed. Her lawyers are once again claiming the case is racially and politically motivated.
We sat down with 2 legal experts to explain what the filings in the case mean and the likelihood that it is dismissed.
Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby is calling for the case against her to be dismissed and the lead prosecutor removed. This as she faces 2 counts of perjury for claiming COVID-related hardship when taking money from her city retirement account without penalty, and 2 counts of making a false statement on a loan application to purchase 2 homes in Florida. In the motion to disqualify Assistant United States Attorney Leo Wise, Mosby's lawyers claim that Mr. Wise has shown repeatedly that he has personal, political, and even racial animus towards Mosby. They claim he's been interested in attacking her since at least 2017. Her lawyers also claim United States Attorney Eric Barron has a negative history with Mosby, saying he expressed disapproval of her both personally and professionally, claiming he repeated rumors about alleged marital infidelity.
When you don't have the law or the facts on your side.
Former federal prosecutor Tharu Vignaraja.
You claim that it's a witch hunt. You point fingers back at the prosecutors. That's not uncommon.
The new exhibits filed to support a dismissal frame Mosby as an innocent spouse and pin all the tax troubles on her husband, City Council President Nick Mosby.
So yeah, once again, we have a common pattern here that we're seeing with these woke so-called women of color. First and foremost, they love Florida, right? They love being in Florida, okay? I don't know what it is about Florida that these women love so much. I mean, you know, people like AOC complain so much. Florida's such a bad place, such a terrible place, but she's always in Florida. Sunny Holston, apparently she's always in Florida. She's in Florida so much that apparently her son allegedly got called an N-word in Florida while walking on the beach. Now, I'm not saying that that didn't happen, but I believe that it's probably very, very likely that if it did happen, probably another black person called her son the N-word and not a white person. And then you have Miss Marilyn Mosby, who attempted to buy property in Florida during the COVID-19 pandemic, which again is hilarious because these people told us that, hey, Florida's so dangerous, but yet all of these people want to go to Florida. They want to be in Florida so bad. Again, it's just funny how that works. And also another common denominator here is that all of these woke black women seem to be involved in these illegal and fraudulent schemes with their chief cheek clapper, okay? The person that they're sleeping with every single night, they seem to be involved in crimes with these people, okay? I mean, I'm just saying there are a lot of commonalities between these woke black women that are catching these L's in 2024. So Miss Marilyn Mosby actually caught another L, okay? She was found guilty when it comes to the charges of perjury, and she had a couple more charges related to mortgage fraud, in which there was a split decision issue for those charges recently.
This is breaking news. Hello, everyone. I'm Vic Carter.
And I'm Denise Koch. Well, that breaking news right now. A verdict has been reached in former Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby's fraud trial. This was the first full day of deliberations for the jury after nearly 2 weeks of testimony.
Prosecutors say she knowingly lied on mortgage documents for one of her Florida vacation homes.
And WJZ investigator Mike Helgren, he's been inside the court. He's been following this case for us from the very beginning. He joins us now live from Greenbelt. Mike.
Denise, Vic, a split verdict, guilty on one count of mortgage fraud related to her Longboat Key, Florida condo that she lied about a gift letter, a $5,000 gift that her ex-husband, the sitting Baltimore City Council President Nick Mosby, gave her to help her close on that Longboat Key property. Mosby just left the courthouse without comment. She was found not guilty of mortgage fraud related to her other property, the first one that she bought in Kissimmee, Florida, near Walt Disney World. She had family members with her here. She had supporters with her here, but no comment from Mosby. We didn't hear from her after her perjury trial either, and we're still waiting for comment from the U.S. Attorney's Office. They had tried this case. It is 2 years in the making. Actually, it's been more than 2 years since Marilyn Mosby was first indicted here in federal court. Huge fall from grace for the one-time state's attorney for the city of Baltimore, who served 2 terms, to be convicted now of one count of mortgage fraud. She was convicted of perjury back in November for withdrawals that she made from her retirement fund that were inappropriate. She blamed COVID-19, said she could have a hardship withdrawal. Well, jurors found that that was a lie. So she was found guilty then. She was found guilty today. It remains to be seen what the sentence will be. She just left court a few moments ago. She will not be sentenced today. Sentencing will be down the line. She faces 5 years each for the perjury counts and 30 years in prison for the mortgage fraud count. Although with her history, it is highly unlikely she will serve a sentence anywhere near that long. Vic and Denise.
Mike Helgren reporting for us live from the courthouse, as he has been since this trial started. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so you see now, you heard that. So I'm sure she'll find a way to say that, well, the jury's racist, right? The jury's racist, and this is why I was found guilty, okay? Even though I'm sure that the jury was probably very diverse and inclusive, and this diverse and inclusive jury could see the corruption, okay? They could see the corruption because this woman committed so much fraud in a desperate attempt to move to Florida. Again, I'm not sure exactly what is it about Florida that these woke black women love so much, because I heard that Florida was racist. In fact, the NAACP issued a travel advisory against black people coming to Florida, but yet you have all these woke so-called women of color that want to be in Florida so bad that this woman lied. She lied in regards to the reason why she took out money from her retirement account, claimed it was a hardship, used it to purchase property in Florida, and also lied on the mortgage application, okay? And then engaged in some scheme with her lover in order to pretend like she had the money available in order to get a lower interest rate. Again, this is just corruption all over the place, right? This is what we're saying, okay? And this is a pattern of behavior that I think should be called out and should be addressed, especially if we want to get rid of these corrupt DAs and politicians, because it seems to be a lot of them, okay? I hope that Fani Willis is next. But that's not the end of this story involving Miss Marilyn Mosby, as a judge has actually denied her request to acquit her on the mortgage fraud charge. So this charge is actually going to stick, and she's probably going to do some time for this. Okay, so let's read here. Judge Lydia K. Grigsby denied a request by Marilyn Mosby's attorneys to acquit the former Baltimore City state attorney of mortgage fraud. Earlier this month, Mosby was convicted of mortgage fraud in the case involving her property in Longboat Key, Florida, but found not guilty in the case involving the property in Kissimmee. The mortgage fraud trial came after Mosby was convicted of 2 federal perjury charges in November when a jury determined the former top prosecutor in Baltimore City lied on forms to withdraw money from her city retirement account, citing a COVID-era financial hardship when she didn't suffer financially. The money she withdrew from the retirement account was then used as down payments on the homes in question during the mortgage fraud trial. The defense team filed the motion to acquit during the case, but Judge Grigsby didn't make a ruling at the time. During the hearing, it was also discovered that Mosby was supposed to surrender her passport in February of 2022, but didn't. She has been ordered to surrender her passport by Tuesday. Yeah, so it's over for this woman, right? She's done, okay? Stick a fork in her. She is done, okay? You love to see it. You love to see it. 2024, the year of woke black women facing consequences. We know that these women hate consequences and accountability. This is why they boohoo, whine, and cry and scream racism anytime they get accused of corruption or fraud with evidence, by the way. They can't defend it, so therefore they say, oh, you're racist, right? You're trying to attack black women. You're trying to bring me down. You just hate me because I'm black. This is what they say. This is what Fannie Willis is basically trying to say in court right now, because they have nothing, right? When they're guilty, the first thing they do is boohoo, whine, and cry racism. Lo and behold, in this case right here, this woman who was boohoo, whine, and crying racism from the beginning tried to get it dismissed by accusing the prosecutor of being racist, accusing the Biden DOJ of being racist, which I don't know, maybe they are, but I'm just saying the first thing these people do anytime they don't want to face any accountability is cry racism. And in this case, it didn't work, right? And I hope to see more of this in 2024. It ain't looking good for woke, progressive, Democrat black women. Not looking good. Maybe, just maybe. Here's a radical idea. Stop electing corrupt women to positions of power just because of their skin color and their sex, right? Let's stop doing that, and maybe you won't have so much of this. But hey, what do I know? Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.